Hello again, everyone. Age of Dune here, and we're back into the League of Legends single-player Shoutcast. It's sort of going to be single-player. I'm going to be casting a jungler this time. I'm sure those of you who watched my previous video can probably figure out which one it's going to be. But I wanted to go ahead and do that, so, given the fact that it is a jungler, I probably won't be focusing 100% on that, just because, after a while, it's kind of boring just following through the jungle. But at least early in this particular case, I really want to follow him around because I want to see, I want to focus more on how he did it. Last time I cast a jungle Teemo, it was more of a full-on regular Shoutcast, so I spent a lot of time watching other people. And, I wanted to go ahead and see more of how he does things in the jungle, especially early game, because that's really where, you would think that Jungle Teemo would have a really bad time. Interesting skin it is, by the way. So that's the point that I really want to check it out. Later on, it starts being a bit less important, as he's got that. Everybody just kind of scales to late game. He should be able to do pretty well in the jungle, but at least early game, one would think it'd be pretty hard. I know he had some really good tricks of leashing, like he would sit like right around here, and Blue would just keep walking back and forth until it died. And that was really interesting to watch, so I'm really looking forward to seeing things like that again. And that's why I decided to cast this guy. It is actually the same one that I cast last time, Hikashi-kun, or Hikashi-kun. I'm not sure exactly how. Apparently he's abandoned Hikashi-kun, the account, as I've not seen any games on that for a while. And I was really confused about it. I was I guess he's done playing. Apparently not. Luckily for us, he is actually still playing. He just switched to a different account. Oh, these guys are going to be picked up by that ward, so they know what's going on. And we're probably going to see these guys back off. Although, given the fact that it is Teemo, we might not. He could actually just sit there and do whatever the heck he wants because of that stealth. He is actually going to go ahead and walk away, though. I'm going to give up on his blue buff for now. He's got time to get to his red buff with no problem. And that is going to give these guys the opportunity to go ahead and steal that. Amumu's here, and it looks like he's going to go ahead and back off as they've figured that Teemo's not going to go for it. And in this case, he is definitely not. Syndra's here to just kind of possibly bully them around a little bit. And if Blitzcrank isn't careful, yeah, exactly. He had to go ahead and do that. He's going to pull the blue, but it's not actually going to matter at all, as, of course, Teemo is at red buff. So we're going to go ahead and follow him a little bit more here. He actually took a lot of damage from that. He didn't do the leashing thing, which I'm kind of surprised at. He actually just sat there and tanked it all. But I guess at the time, he's got plenty of health potions, so he's going to be fine. And it looks like he's just going to walk around and actually going to go straight to double golems, which does actually surprise me. But we do actually see him doing the leashing right here. Able to get those auto attacks off before the big golem gets there. So it just kind of juggles back and forth, and he's able to do the damage and take absolutely no damage himself. And then there we go again. Down it goes to the poison, and he's able to just keep on going. They didn't manage to do really anything to him. They didn't, I believe, delay themselves either. But, I mean, he's going to be able to get his blue buff if he goes there. And I have a feeling he probably will. And for the meantime, though, he's just going through getting the regular minions, not even going for the blue buff. And I guess at the same time, he doesn't really need it, as, he does kind of farm up using more his just auto attacks. He's not going to have an early clear with abilities, just because, I mean, he doesn't really have any abilities like that. He's got Blinding Dart, so he can just go ahead and blind one. But other than that, it's just this auto attack and the leashing that we're seeing him do over and over again. He's got these positions down so well. And, honestly, that's not really surprising. He does this a lot. So after a while of doing this, you're going to know your positions. You're going to know exactly where to pull things so that you know that you're not going to take the damage. And he has this down to a science. He's actually not doing it so much for blue buff here. There we go. Right there. He pulled it over. And right there's apparently the spot where it starts leashing, and he's able to go ahead and get that down. Again, minimal damage taken. He's actually level 2. This one is actually ranged, so it's not going to matter for this one. He doesn't have smite, so he's actually going to take the most damage, I think, that he's taken so far. Amumu's coming down for a gank, so these guys are going to have to watch out. They may end up going down here, and Teemo may actually go for an invade here, as I know I was actually kind of surprised this game. Last time I cast him, he actually, gonna go for the Ezreal. Ezreal's getting pretty low. He may end up going down to this. It looks like now he is going to survive, so that's actually a flash down by the Teemo. But the last time I cast him, he actually went straight from his blue into the enemy's red and just destroyed the enemy jungler there, thanks to that stealth followed by the passive when you get out of stealth, the attack speed just ripped the enemy jungler to shreds. But in this case, because of that early blue harass, he was not actually able to do that, and there was no invade from him this time. But we may see something somewhat later. He did manage to go ahead and push that Ezreal back for a little bit. Ezreal's still alive, however, so he didn't actually get forced back, but he's being forced back now. And a lot of that is because of him, but also it is because of the Thresh and Lucian play down there, because they were able to survive that, and they actually did a lot of damage to Ezreal before he even got there. Again, another ranged one, so this is another camp that he just goes ahead and doesn't even try to kite. Really no way to do that, as it is ranged. He can kite the little guys, but they do the least damage anyway. Gonna go ahead and head up to the double golems, of course. Not even trying to gank at the moment. I'm not really surprised. I would imagine that you don't want to gank on Teemo until you get 6. I believe I said that last time, though, and it ended up being somewhat wrong. So, either way, he's not doing it this time, and he's just going through and farming. We'll go ahead and put everybody in order. We've got a Yasuo top, and he's actually against Annie, which is kind of surprising. That kind of sucks for Annie, as he's able to negate a lot of burst using that wind wall. So, my guess is she's going to have a decently hard time up there, but I don't know. We'll have to see. She may end up doing pretty well. I know when I was Rise top against him, I had a really bad time, but at the same time, I'm not exactly a really good top. So, that's not really too surprising. There we go. Just using that poison to go ahead and get those kills, and he's going to go ahead and head back now. Just kidding. Going to go to Wraiths. Alright, so in the mid lane, we've got Ziggs, played by Lemon Party Animal. Don't Google that, guys. Don't Google that. Alright, N3AC3Y is the Yasuo, and Drunk Psyduck is the Annie. Unknown Emp is the Thresh, who is not even there yet. Hold up. We've got Syndra. DJ829JDO923HDO82. That probably means something to him, but that means absolutely nothing to me. That is just a long... Just given that the pattern there, it seems like it probably means something. But it could just be a random assortment of characters. I don't even know. Ezreal is on the blue team, the ADC, Jovepan, and he's going to be against the Lucian here. Why? Zafar Blar Waggle. Alright, Blitzcrank is in-style Viper, and of course, like I said before, he was known by, he's against Unknown Emp. And finally, we've got the junglers. Ala Ahmed is the Amumu, and he is against Hienvo, or Hienvo. I'm saying your name wrong, dude. Sorry about that. I don't know how to say it. But it is Hikashi-kun, and it is Teemo. And he's actually just on to red buff now. His first item that he went back for, unsurprisingly... wait a minute. He got both Madred's Razors and Spirit Stone. Which actually, I guess they actually are different passives. So I guess that actually works. I'm kind of surprised by that. I didn't realize that they were actually completely different passives. And you can actually use both. So he's got the Spirit Stone and the Madred's Razors both. I don't know how far he's going to take them, because I think they start sharing passives later. But then again, I thought they already started sharing passives. So, I mean, we'll see what ends up happening. He is going ahead and going for the wolves now, getting a lot of stuff, and yeah, there we go. Down goes the big wolf, and he's just going to kind of walk around, possibly going to go for a gank down bottom. I'm not sure if we'll see that or not. It does kind of appear to be so, though. And we've got Thresh and Blitzcrank just kind of hanging around here. Blitzcrank forced to flash out. In comes Teemo. Going to go ahead and push this wave. These guys are low, so we may see them go ahead and go for a dragon, especially given the fact that Amumu is top. There we go. He goes straight for it, and I'm kind of surprised, but he's not actually asking for help. Oh, because he's leashing it as well. Not going to leash it quite as much. No. He's just kind of backing, doing a little bit of leashing at first, but I believe, it regenerates enough health if you do that it's not going to be a good idea. No, we want to watch him. There we go. He's actually going to get this. It's going to be really close, though. He's almost dead, but so is Dragon, and he actually does manage to get this. First blood goes to Amumu on Annie, but he's able to turn it around with a kill of his own. And of course, now he's on blue buff, and he's going to be able to kite that and do it just right, so it just sits there resetting, and he's going to be able to get that without losing any extra health. So that actually ends up working out really well. I did not expect to see a Teemo managing to solo Dragon this early in the game, but he actually did, and while he did almost die, almost doesn't matter as long as it's almost. If you go all the way to dying, then you have a problem, of course. But I mean, at the same time, he does have, of course, that Madreds and the Spirit Stone, which does help that. It's just a little surprising. Just a little surprising. There we go. Gonna go ahead and get to the wolves again. And just going back to farming his jungle here. He knows that his lanes are actually doing pretty well on their own. And he's the only one who's really having too much trouble. Down the bot lane, they've kept this pressured ever since his gank earlier. And they're not having any problem whatsoever. Syndra in the mid lane, if we look at the CS there, she's actually even with Ziggs. So she's not really having a problem. And she's getting to the stage now where she'll probably be able to start deleting Ziggs. So, imagine Teemo's not going to worry about that either. Yasuo is doing a decent amount to the Annie. There we go. He's going to go ahead and get the double golems, and I have a feeling he'll go for the gank top after that. But we'll see what ends up happening, because I could definitely be wrong here. Annie's trying her best to just melt Yasuo down, but he is doing quite a bit to her. Never mind, just kidding. She killed him. She killed him. And, of course, Teemo's walking around. Oh, sorry, that's my Skype. Teemo walking around, putting up those shrooms. And honestly, that is definitely a strong point of Teemo. Shrooms all the places. Good luck invading a jungle Teemo, because you're going to have a bad time. He has those wards everywhere, and, I mean, there's really no invading that. Syndra going to go ahead and get rid of this ward as well. That is going to go ahead and allow them to know that that's there, so they're probably going to come straight for her ward too. But on the plus side, she managed to go ahead and get a ward for it. On the minus side, for the red team, lots of action happening down here, and actually Thresh may end up dying here. Nope, Syndra's here to help. In comes the stun, does land onto Blitzcrank. She's going to take the Ezreal out easily. Thresh barely escapes, but escape he does, and that is a double kill there for that Syndra. In the meantime, Teemo is able to go ahead and head back to his jungle, as he knows that that Syndra gank was able to put that back into their favor. Question is, will she go for Ziggs? It doesn't look like it. Ziggs may end up going for Thresh, however. And Teemo going to go ahead and continue farming. What item did he get now? He went ahead and finished off the Wriggles Lantern. And other than that, he's got a pink and a green. So definitely raising this up at the moment. And we'll see if he ends up continuing it up. Going to go ahead and ward up Dragon. Not overly surprising. And actually put another ward there as well, which did pick up that Ziggs. And he knows that there's a ward there, so he's probably going to go ahead and pick this. Nope, going to use his sweeper to get rid of it. Just kidding. And then go ahead and shroom it up. So on the off chance they decide to come for it, they may end up having to walk into that bush, and then they'll end up taking damage. Alright, back to farming the jungle for him. Yasuo tried to come down for a gank, didn't end up really doing too much. In the meantime down here, Lucian's doing his best to avoid getting Blitzcrank pulled. Got pulled anyway, and he just melted there. Unfortunately for him, that wasn't pretty. He tried his best to juke it. He figured, hey, Blitzcrank's going to pull now, so he jumped to the side now. Didn't end up happening. And Teemo has actually gotten to the stage where he's not even worried about doing the whole kiting thing. He's like, no. We're just going to take this. And that's exactly what he's doing. Probably going to kite this guy onto the... No, just kidding. That would be silly. I'm not going to kite it onto the shroom. He's just warding it up. I myself do that. Although I'm not Teemo, so that it's a little different for me, you know? A little different. And just going to continue farming up his jungle. He's got that Wriggles. I mean, you want to farm up the jungle with Wriggles. And, of course, that is actually going to make him super deadly late game. They just have to make it to the late game. And, honestly, they've been doing well enough that he probably does feel secure in just allowing it to happen. Not too much has happened in any lane. Down to the bot lane, we may be seeing a gank come down here, but I'm not sure if it will actually go off, as the red team is playing quite defensive. They're kind of shoving it out now, though. Pull misses. They're not going to go for this. And Teemo's just going to continue farming up that jungle. Oh, nice dodge of the Q from him. Out comes the box. Gets popped up. Out comes the Amumu Ulti. Thresh may be dead here. Pops the heal. Lucian pops the heal. That is actually going to be just getting another heal popped. And down goes the Lucian as well, thanks to that nice Q there from Amumu. Very nicely played there by the blue team. Red team almost got a kill off of it, but there was another heal popped there. In the meantime, though, Annie's over here just going in on this tower, and Ziggs is having to manage to get his own blue. Ulti's top, manages to keep that tower secure, but Teemo's going to go ahead and walk around and counter jungle up here. Probably going to place a shroom would be my guess. Indeed he does. And, you know, that's for multi-purpose, partially to do damage to the Amumu, who we're probably going to see him fight very quickly here. Because, yeah, hey, Amumu says hi, and Teemo says, I'm out. Yeah, not even going to try to fight that. I can't say I blame him. Teemo's pretty dangerous, especially when you're in the enemy jungle. You gotta watch out for that. And Blitzcrank gonna go ahead and get rid of that shroom. He says, nope, don't want to fight that. But on the plus side, Teemo's able to go ahead and go get his blue. And of course, now that he is over 6, which I mean, he's been there for a while, but now that he is over 6, it actually does mean quite a bit to him because it gets him that CDR and it gets him that mana, both of which he uses quite a bit for his ultimate there, getting him a lot of shrooms all over the place. He's now warding up around here with his shrooms. Gonna go for Dragon as soon as it popped up. You saw him go into stealth mode so that he could go ahead and get that extra attack speed. And he's going through this Dragon really fast. In comes the Ezreal ulti. Not going to matter too much. Dodges the pull there. Thresh going to go ahead and keep him there. And oh, yes, he does manage to go ahead and smite that. And lots of stuff happening here. The Blitzcrank goes down pretty low. Teemo is just doing a lot there. Down he goes to Thresh, actually. The Cinder was able to do a lot of damage as well. And now he's going to go ahead and get rid of this pink ward here. And possibly go for these guys over here. Now he's going to go ahead and back off. No, going to go for the Blitzcrank. Blitzcrank's dead. Goodbye, Blitzcrank. In the meantime, Annie was just able to go ahead and do a lot of damage up there. He's now running over to Ezreal. Oh, look, the blind. Sorry, Ezreal, you get nothing. In comes the Ziggs. Not going to be able to do too much either. Yasuo is going to try his best, but we'll probably see a nice play from Thresh, if he has it. Oh, no, he's going to actually reverse play. That's kind of interesting. And, oh, the pull. Ziggs ulti manages to go ahead and finish off the Lucian. Ziggs is not dead, although he's actually getting really low, though, so he's got to watch out. But they're going to be fine here. They may end up going to take this tower, but I kind of doubt it as Annie is on her way down here. She's going to be able to defend this. And, of course, Teemo is able to go back to his jungle now. And just carry on stacking up that blood. Oh, just kidding. Feral Flare now. Ooh, does not manage to land that onto Ziggs, so that will not be a dead Ziggs. It was close, though. It was close. Did she use Flash for that? She did use Flash for that. It didn't end up working. That kind of stinks. But he's continuing to get the stacks here. He's got... What does it say? Maybe it says on him. That's right. There it is. He's got 9 stacks. So that's not too bad at all. And Amumu, of course, went for the Spirit of the Spectral Wraith. I can see that. I can see either that or the Spirit of the Elder Lizard. But either way, ooh, the pull comes in from Blitzcrank, but unfortunately for him, you don't want to pull that one. Because Annie's pretty darn dangerous right now. She was able to get the stun, and in came the Lucian, and that was able to secure them a kill. On the plus side for the blue team, Yasuo is pressing this really fast, and he's going to be able to get a lot of damage on this tower, if not finish it off. But we'll have to see what ends up happening. Nobody's even close to go ahead and shove him off. So at very least, they're going to lose a lot of a very large wave to this. But at the most, they may end up losing the tower. And in fact, I believe they will. Yeah, especially since Yasuo is just going ahead and proxying here, just to make sure that the minions don't make it there. He misses that Q though, so she's not going to end up going down, and she's going to be able to get this. Syndra's able to go ahead and finish off the Ezreal down here. And in the meantime, more stacks for the Teemo. He's getting pretty deadly. He's got his build slaughter cutlass, so he's definitely working on Blade of the Ruined King, I believe. And we'll probably see that pretty soon. Blitzcrank gonna be dead soon? Nope. Gets the pull onto Thresh, though. And nice flash. Blitzcrank lands onto the box. Not gonna matter too much. And, of course, these guys gotta watch out, because Lucian could probably do a lot of damage there to the Amumu. Amumu does have his ult, but still, you know, it's a little dangerous. And they're going to be able to get this tower finally. Nice wind wall, making sure that she doesn't do anything. In comes the Annie, though. Lands the stun ultimate onto that Ziggs, who almost dies, but almost doesn't really cut it. In comes the Yasuo, gets popped, gets the ultimate off of the pop-up there from Ziggs. But Yasuo is going to go down to that... Actually, to Syndra. I figured he'd go down to the Teemo... Oh, nice. Oh, just kidding. Ends up going down there thanks to that ultimate plus... Actually, double ultimate. I thought he'd go down to the Teemo poison, but it actually was a Cinder, I believe, auto attack that ended up finishing him off. But Teemo ended up dying there to the double ultimate there. Amumu plus Ziggs, that's pretty nasty. A lot of damage really fast. Not much you can do about it because you get stuck in place. There's a good Q from the Amumu there. On the minus side for the Amumu, though, I mean, he did die for it. So you got to keep that in mind, too. Another heal there. And Thresh ends up going down there to the Ezreal. But apparently Syndra was able to get another kill up here, too. I guess Ziggs decided to be a little bit too cocky. What was he doing? Oh, he decided to come back, and she just said, okay, you're dead. That's exactly what happened there. He just melted. Alright, so Teemo is back, went ahead, didn't actually manage to get anything here. I think he got boots. I don't believe he had those before. But he actually has upgraded his Oracle's Lens to go ahead and give him extra sweeping abilities there. Just to make sure he can get even more wards cleared. And he's going to go ahead and head back to the farming the jungle. He's getting pretty darn dangerous now. He's at 15 feral flare stacks. And that's not something you want to see when you're the enemy, because Teemo, he really likes his attack speed. And if he can get that, he's going to do a lot of damage really fast, especially once he gets the Blade of the Ruined King. Because of the passive there, the 8% bonus damage, yeah, it's going to be really nasty once he gets that attack speed, because he's going to start shredding people. And I believe we often see him go Hurricane now, so that not only does he shred one, but he shreds a lot of people really fast. And we may end up seeing that later on, I'm not sure, but I think we probably will. Just based on what I've seen before. I've been kind of following now that I learned that this was his current played account. You know, before, I kept looking for Hikashi-kun just to see if he had anything yet. And unfortunately, he never did. Well, finally, I was able to go ahead and get that. Is he going to go down? Nope, not going to go down. Finally, I actually did a Google search, and I saw that apparently, well, I found his Twitter, and he said that, you know, he was streaming on his Smurf and stuff, so I went ahead and found that, and started to cast this game. He is actually Diamond 1 still, so, you know, it's not, I'm not down to a low elo game or anything. This is still actually in the Diamond levels, so, you know, if you can be good at it like he is, Jungle Teemo's viable. Maybe not the strongest thing ever. It's not something I expect to ever see in LCS. But, you know, it's pretty viable for solo queue. Which, you know, surprises a lot of people. I have actually seen a lot of people looking for it, too. I've noticed. Ooh, that's going to go down. And these guys are actually converging here for the dragon again. The unfortunate thing for them this time is that Annie is top. She does not have teleport. And they're going to have to take this down really fast. That actually is what Teemo's doing there. And he's able to go ahead and finish this off as they are not even paying attention to him. They're so busy going for the enemies. Actually, not even that. I don't even know what they're doing. They're just running around like madmen. They're 4 versus 5, and they didn't engage there, so he was able to get that dragon for free. And he got a Ziggs ult, which did pretty much nothing. So that was kind of strange there by the blue team. Had they gone in on that, I think they probably would have ended up coming out ahead. Because there was no Annie. They would have lost people. I mean, you know, Syndra would be able to delete at least one person. But they would have been able to probably get the dragon if they wanted. But instead, they decided not to. Syndra, there we go. She got the delete anyway. Managed to go ahead and delete the Blitzcrank. And we've got Teemo walking around, possibly going to come for a bit of a sneak attack here. Going to go for the Yasuo. And that's not good news for Yasuo. And there you go. Just look at that damage. And Yasuo is going, oh crap. Gets the heal there. So he is actually going to survive. But he took so much damage so quickly there from that Teemo. He's got the Blade of the Ruined King. Every time he attacked, 8% damage, 8% damage, 8% health. And, you know, that just does so very much damage very quickly. Especially since he's got that Feral Flare, which gives him a lot. Well, it gives him a decent attack speed. But it also gives the on-hit damage as well. And, of course, it heals him. So, it's doing a lot really fast there. Alright, looks like this guy's going down there to go ahead and farm that up. Can't say I blame him, it's probably a good idea. Teemo going back to the jungle to get more Feral Flare stacks, get that extra damage, and, you know, that's a really good thing to have, because just look at how fast it's melting. And we saw how fast Yasuo melted. Even with the Wind Wall, he lost, you know, one attack with it, but still, he was every hit, he was just butchering that Yasuo. And every monster he kills, every big monster he kills, gets him another stack and just increases that damage that he's going to be doing. He's at 48 right now. 48 damage every hit. And, you know, he hits pretty darn fast. And if we do see him continue with the attack speed, which he did, he got the dagger, and we may see him go for something else as he's got 1,100 gold. So we'll probably see him buy something, maybe boots too. No, he went for the recurve bow. So I definitely think we're going to be seeing a Rudance pretty soon here, because he's definitely rushing that attack speed. He did go for the Berserker's Greaves, and then more attack speed. He's just trying to be able to melt these people. Trying to get that attack speed so fast that he's just able to boom, 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 and just pop them while they aren't expecting it. There we go. Thresh Lantern. Okay, he does take it. For a second I thought he wasn't going to take it. He did. And Gonna go ahead and get rid of wards as well. Just roaming around there. He does have the oracles, of course, because of that. Oh, Amumu, you better watch out. Watch out, Amumu. You don't want to go for that. It's a very dangerous Teemo right now. There you go. He's actually hiding out in that bush. Another deletion there by the Syndra. And Teemo does get picked up there by that ward. But they're going to have to watch out because these guys are closing in. And in comes the Ezreal ulti. Ward there from the Teemo. Not going to end up going down. And these guys are just going to continue shoving this. They took down the Zig. Or Syndra took down the Zigs. Down goes the ward finally. They took down the Zigs, but I mean, that right there was huge. Ooh, Amumu going in, lands the ulti, but in comes Teemo, and down goes Amumu really fast. Kill goes to Thresh, actually, again. He's been getting a lot of those. Blitzcrank pull ends up landing onto a minion instead of who he wanted it to, and that's probably going to be another dead tower. And yeah, just look at how fast he takes down that tower. Boom, boom, boom. And of course, Lucian's actually doing a lot. Ooh, in goes the Yasuo, but he just melts as well. He does manage to get a lot of damage himself. Blitzcrank getting pretty low. Teemo forced to run away, and he's actually going to go for this counter jungle here while he's walking away because he knows he's pretty well safe. Also, he gets in the heal from the passive of the Feral Flare, so that's good too. He's going to go ahead and head down bottom. A lot of people melted. Well, 2 people melted really fast there, but Yasuo went down for it as well. So, and it still ended up being in the blue team's favor, but not nearly as much as they would like. And we've actually got Teemo hanging out in this bush. If Ezreal goes the wrong way, he's going to get melted. Ziggs is walking this way. Don't know if we're about to see something here. There we go. Teemo going to go ahead and take off now. Figures it's not going to end up working out right if you go 2 versus 1 there. Just going to go get more Feral Flare. More Feral Flare. Yeah, there we go. Go straight for it. Down it goes. Yep. I like that he knows exactly when to back off, too. Because he knew exactly when it would be dead to his poison. Oh, that ended up going to Teemo. The poison, instead of Syndra getting it, the poison got it for Teemo. And, he stopped auto-attacking. There really wasn't much he could do. The only way to make sure that didn't happen, of course, would be for Syndra to, wait a little bit until she had her Q available to go ahead and finish it off. There we go. Gonna go ahead and get more Feral Flare stacks. Ooh, the pull comes in onto that Syndra, but she's able to delete the Blitzcrank. He's gonna go down. He does go down. The Flay. Oh, she goes down. But Ezreal's going down. He goes down to the Thresh. In comes the Lucian. Lucian says hello. Nice flash there, dodging that hook. In goes Teemo, and down he goes to the Annie. Teemo and Annie were able to do a lot of damage really fast. Lucian is able to get the kill onto Yasuo there, and there we go. They are going for the Baron. He's got a lot of damage for that. And, a lot of teamwork here as well. They're going to be able to burst down this Baron pretty fast. Yeah, just look at how fast it is. It's already down to half health. This thing stands no chance. No chance whatsoever. There we go. Down it goes. That is a Baron for the red team. And these guys are kicking butt. Teemo's got 1,800 gold again, so we may see him go back pretty soon. No, just kidding. He's going to go for Dragon. Why go back when you can get Dragon? I agree. And yeah, that's exactly where he's headed right now. Going to go straight for that Dragon. And wow, just look at how much damage he's doing to that poor Dragon. Dragon's having a bad time. Dragon's having a really bad time. There we go. Down it goes. And he's going to take the lantern and say, hey, Blitz, how's it going? And Blitz realized there's nothing he could do. He goes down as well. Lucian came in, tried to kill steal it. Didn't end up working out. He just wasted his ult. And Thresh says, hey, let's get Amumu. Goes in on him, and Amumu's like, oh, we'll be fine. No, you're really not, man. The exhaust comes out, and Amumu's just taking a lot of damage. Gets hooked. He goes down to Teemo. Nicely played by the Thresh there, just baiting that into there and yanking the Teemo into the fight with his lantern there, which, is a fairly common thing for Threshes to do. But it was really well done. And that's going to give Teemo the opportunity to go grab this red buff super fast. And he did exactly that. Just walking around, continuing to shroom it up. Down goes the Ziggs to Syndra. Another deletion there. And then, of course, Teemo is able to get a little bit of damage, actually a lot of damage onto Ezreal. Just one auto attack did about a quarter of his health. It's pretty impressive. Thresh down there going for this tower. Teemo going to go back to get more Feral Flare stacks. And I think Thresh may end up being able to take this. I don't think so. I think he's a little bit too slow of attacks. He's going to be forced back by the Blitzcrank. But Annie's on her way down. If Ezreal's not careful, he's going to get deleted. He figured it out. I think she showed herself just a little bit too soon there. About a second. Had she not come out of that bush for about another second, she probably would have been able to destroy him too. But unfortunately for her, it didn't end up happening. The grab does not land from Thresh there. He's going to be able to go ahead and go for the pink ward. He gets pulled by Blitz, but it's kind of a bait. He's going to throw in the lantern. Just kidding. And he does not follow through with the lantern. That's a dead Thresh. That is a dead Thresh. Alright. Teemo walking through. Managing to go and get more stacks for that Feral Flare. And like I said earlier, yeah, he went for the Rune Ants. He now has Sheen as well. And I'm not sure what exactly he'll end up building that into. Honestly, probably Lichbane. Yeah, very likely Lichbane. It's a decent item. Could be Trinity Force, but the AP is really nice on the Teemo. Teemo likes AP, especially for that ult. Another killing spree there by Annie. She's doing a lot of damage. She's doing work. Blitzcrank's having a bad time, and yeah, he's gonna die. Double kill for the Annie. Annie's doing really well. Oh, Ziggs ulti! Down she goes. Such a sad death animation. But, plus side for them, there went that tower just about instantly there. They came into battle. Boom! Down goes Cinder, did delete the Ziggs first, but ended up being a 1-for-1 as she went down to the Amumu. He used his ult for it though, which means that is a huge cooldown that's gone. And these guys are going for him actually. He's about to have a really bad time. There we go. Teemo lands the Blade of the Rune King, and that is a dead Amumu. Yeah, he just melted there as well. Blade of the Rune King, of course, was really good at slowing him down. Another Feral Flare stack there for Teemo. Says, no, you don't get that. That's for me. And he is long gone by the time that Ezreal ulti comes in. And he just rips apart the camps now. And look at that. Look at how fast he gets back up to full health. He's just about there now after 2 camps. He's having a grand old time in this game. In the meantime, his allies get another tower there. Blitzcrank, does end up going down there. I thought he was going to be able to escape there, but the flash from Lucian secured that kill. Teemo going for Yasuo, and he's actually going to go ahead and leave that be. Oh, going to get the ward out of it, though. Going to get his red buff as well. He's walking around now, possibly trying to find him. I don't think it's going to happen, though. He's going way the wrong way. I'm not sure where he's going now. Possibly going to go steal that blue buff, which always sucks. I hate it when people steal my blue buff. Yeah. That thing... Man. He rips through the jungle mobs just so fast here. And he does the same to champions, too. I mean, that little bit there, and that guy's down to half health. Forced to fall back by the Amumu, but still, he did a lot of damage beforehand. Not going to go for that white. Never mind, just kidding. He totally is. Amumu got the kill there on Lucian, however. But Teemo escaped. Lucian was a little out there, and Cinder's going to go down as well. That's a double kill for Amumu, actually. They ping up the Baron. It's not even close to being respawned, so I don't know why they think that. They should know that that's not going to end up happening. I mean, they should have seen earlier that these guys had the Baron buff. Oh. Poor Thresh. Poor Thresh. Looks like he's kind of expecting these guys to go ahead and shove this, which is probably a pretty good assumption. They just took out a lot of the red team, so a lot of times when that happens, you see them go ahead and shove this. But it looks like they actually decided to go ahead and just get a little bit of vision control over the Baron pit. Which, I mean, is a decent thing to do, but at the same time, Baron is a minute away. To be fair to them, though, they don't know that. They don't know exactly when Baron died. I mean, they should be able to estimate it, because it is 3 minutes from the time the buff goes down, I believe it was. I'm not altogether certain there, but I think it's something like that. But either way, they should be able to tell from that. But that's a hard thing to pay attention to. If you don't notice, I mean, it's going to be bad. It's going to be hard. So Teemo just shoving this wave. Now possibly going to run into Ziggs here. Going to go for the red buff. Red buff going down super fast. He does manage to get that. Ziggs coming at him. And Blitzcrank wards that up, but there's no Teemo there. Though I can't say I blame him for the pull, because, you know, Teemo does have his stealth. Oh man, the stun lands on the Blitzcrank. He gets deleted. Oh, just kidding. He still got deleted, but the Yasuo was able to get the ulti there to go ahead and do a lot of damage there. In comes the Amumu. Out comes the Annie ulti. Just destroys a lot. It's still a 2 for 2 so far, though. Teemo is just kind of hanging around the sidelines. Able to auto attack, though. Does a lot of damage. Down goes the Ezreal. That is a rampage. More auto attacks coming out. Down goes the Ziggs. That's a double kill for the Teemo. And, of course, he's got that speed boost. He's probably going to be able to catch up to Yasuo. Just kidding. Going to go for the double golems instead. Yeah, they're going to go for the tower, which I can't say I blame them. Towers are definitely more important than kills. By a lot. And Teemo is a tower-killing machine right now. For that matter, a wave-killing machine, too. Every auto attack just shreds all the things. And there we go. There's the Lich Bane I was talking about earlier. He did indeed go for it. As well as the Alacrity enchant for his boots. Down goes that tower. Gonna go for the inhib as well. Enemy team not quite respond yet. They'll be able to get the inhib safely and then get the heck out. Nice wind wall attempt, but it didn't end up working quite so well. Ooh, that actually was pretty close there. But they're gonna, like I said, they're gonna be able to pull out Yasuo or Lucian going for the kill there, trying to do some damage. Ended up being kited mostly by the Yasuo, which was pretty good on his part. And Teemo's gonna go for that dragon again. Pew pew. Man, just look at how fast that thing goes down. That's amazing. There we go. They are re-securing their vision control up here at Baron. Actually not really warding up too much, but they did go ahead and clear out the wards, and now the blue team's coming to ward it. And we may actually see them go for this, as they do see the Teemo's down bottom. They are indeed going for this. Lucian's way the heck over there. He's not going to be able to assist here. Syndra, however, will be able to do a lot of damage, and with that stacking debuff from Baron, ooh, ulti misses from the Annie. Down she goes, but Yasuo goes down as well. Thresh going to go down. Syndra manages to get the kill onto Yasuo. And they're doing a lot of damage to both sides. But in comes the culling, just ripping them apart. Oh, down he goes. Down goes Ezreal. Yep, he goes down to the ulti there. And down goes Ezreal as well. Ziggs is the only one left. And in the meantime, he's like, hey, got your tower, got your tower, got your tower, got your tower. And yeah, this is going to be GG. Oh, nice flash. It's an ace and a win for the red team. It's kind of funny. They were able to go ahead and finish that off. They didn't even need him there. Just like, let's go for it. Alright, so that is going to be the end of this video. Just kidding. Just kidding. He's going to go ahead and hang out for a little bit there. Oh, he went ahead and stealthed so that he could go ahead and get the attack speed just to show off a little bit. In comes the Yasuo. Down goes the Nexus. Alright, so that is going to be the end of this video. Enjoyed casting this one. It's always very interesting to see the really unorthodox picks like this. Just Teemo Jungle, man. Teemo Jungle. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye.